Hello, my name is Kavita Melwani, and I'm a Master Certified Success and Business Coach with 2 decades of experience as an entrepreneur and almost a decade as a coach. I want to personally welcome you to the Soulful Entrepreneurs Club podcast, where my vision is to empower as many spiritually led businesses to run purposeful and profitable businesses aligned with their true selves. I want you to confidently and opulently shine your light without the overwhelm, the stress, or the burnout. Together, we will explore challenges that soulful entrepreneurs face and real implementable solutions so you can step into your unique purpose and shine. It is possible to bridge the success you already have with the truest, soulful, mystical parts of yourself. Are you ready to rise up as the leader you were born to be? Then join me, my soulful friends. The time is now for you to rise up and shine your light. The world needs you. Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of the Soulful Entrepreneurs Club. And so this week, I want to discuss about New Year's resolutions and all the big goals that we set for the year. In last week's episode, I talked about how to create a vision for the year ahead. And I love planning and I love working on vision boards. I do a card reading for myself for the year. I pull a card for every day of the month. And those are all things to set the tone and energy for the year. And I also know that there's a lot of pressure, especially during this time of year, to create a completely new life. And so a lot of us will set goals and resolutions and this vision to create a complete overhaul of all the areas of our life that we would like to improve or maybe not working as well as we would like. And we expect to do that in the next year. And so what that happens with that is with these big overarching goals and the pressure that we put on ourselves, that's why often we don't reach those goals. It's too much, too soon. And there are too many steps that need to be taken. And when we make those big changes immediately, they often are not lasting. So instead of doing that, instead of making and setting these goals that feel somewhat unattainable and maybe some of the same goals that you set every year, it's important to really be clear about what areas of your life that you would like to improve. Then choose 3 to focus on this year, and then choose 1 to begin with. And then be clear about what it would be like to reach that goal. Once you reach that goal, what would it look like? So if you want to be healthier, right? What would it look like to be healthier? Would it be for your clothes to fit better? Would it be to wake up feeling energetic? Would it be that you are moving more every day? What would it look like for you to be able to reach those goals? And once that's clear, then you want to break that down into actual steps. And I'm going to encourage you to set the goals instead of the outcome, which is what we usually set, right? So we say, well, the outcome that I want is to lose 10 pounds. And I'm just going to say that because that's a goal that a lot of people have. But instead of setting the goal based on the outcome, setting a goal based on the steps that you're going to take. Okay, so once you've kind of broken things down, and let's say you say that I want to lose 10 pounds, and you look at your actions of what you want to take, maybe it is to you need to move more, so you want to reach a certain amount of steps a day. Or is it that you want to control your portions, and so maybe you want to try intermittent fasting? Or I'm not a proponent of anything, really. I think that you have to pay attention to what works for your body. So whatever it is that you're choosing as the steps that you believe will take you to reach your goal, that is what you focus on as your goal. So your goal is, I'm going to hit 10,000 steps a day. I know I've read research recently that that's not necessarily a magic number, but I'm just saying that as an example, right? So let's say your goal is, I'm going to reach 10,000 steps a day. So what you measure is reaching those steps instead of, I want to lose the weight, right? And you can go back and check on in a few, like let's say you check in a month and you say, okay, I did the steps a day. Is this helping me getting closer to the losing the weight, right? The outcome that I want. Because just focusing on the outcome can be discouraging, because you can say, well, I'm not reaching my goal. I'm not getting there. But instead, focusing on the steps that you're taking and what you're actually doing. So focusing on the action that you're taking is more encouraging and actually will move you forward. And then my recommendation is that you do this in a tiered way. Okay. So for instance, you start with the steps. If you want to be healthier, you start with the steps. And then once that is feeling better, then you say, okay, I've done this for a few weeks, right? When it starts to feel like it's a habit, some people say 21 days, some people say 40 days. I don't know what it is for you. And then now I'm going to focus more on improving my food. And so I don't want you to just say improve your food completely. Maybe choose a meal, choose snacks. If you snack, right? Choose not to snack. Whatever it is, that's your next step. And so each day as you do this, at the end of the 3 months or 6 months, you are going to progress. You are going to get closer to your goals. Instead of saying, I'm going to be healthier, so no more snacking, no more carbs, intermittent fasting, 10,000 steps a day, work out 5 days a week. All those things, and trying to do all of it at the same time. And then I'm also going to do these things in my life. And, I'm going to go on more vacations. So you start booking all the vacations, and then like all these things that you start don't get finished. So these areas of your life. And so I used something that a lot of us have as goals is like better health, right? As an example. But I want to move this into your business. Okay. So as an entrepreneur, there are a lot of things that I'm sure that you want to improve in your business, okay? And a lot of times people come to me because they want to generate more income, they want to have more clients, or they're overwhelmed and they want to create systems so they can manage everything, or they want to not be working 24/7. Or even if they're not working 24/7, what I often have experienced myself is thinking about things 24/7, even though I'm not actually working in my business. And then it feels like you're working all the time, and it can be all consuming. So you don't want that anymore. And so those are some of the goals that people have when they come to me. Okay. And they have these big goals of, let's say, generating more income. And so what usually people do, and what I've done myself often, is to just do more things, right? Let's just add more. Whatever you're doing, multiply that or add more things to do, instead of looking at what you're already doing and how to improve that. What do you enjoy? Assessing what you're doing and making decisions from there. So when you're setting goals for your business, I want you to do something similar to the way I demonstrated for being healthier. Break down the aspects of the business. What are the outcomes that you want in your business? What are the things that you would like to do, whether it's working less hours, not thinking about your business as much, making more money, having more clients, maybe working less, marketing in different ways, whatever those things are. And then break down the steps that you need to take for that to happen. So if it is going to be that you want to generate more income, Well, then we need to look at, where is your income coming from right now? How can you attract more, if you work with clients, more clients, and maybe replace some of the activities that you're doing that you can let go of, right? That instead of just adding on top, and then taking steps in that direction, for the eventual outcome of attracting more clients. Now, in my experience, I can say that sometimes I can do this on my own and I can figure this out, but a lot of times I can't. Or working with someone to help me figure out where I need to focus, where I need to make changes, just accelerates the process, right? It's not that I can't do it on myself. It's just so much easier and faster when I work with an aligned coach to help me with that, mentor or advisor. And so then when you're looking at these areas of your life and figuring out that maybe I need some support with that, right? You can refer back to the episode where I talked about how to decide where you need support in your business, where to invest in your business. And some of that is investing in the support. Okay. And I did talk about in that episode about looking at, different types of support. I mean, it could be an advisor, mentor, coach, or it could be a course, or it could be a book, whatever that is, right? I know that whenever I've invested in that, I've seen better results. So one of the things that I've done is that, I often talk about my business, but I'll talk a little bit about, my personal life in this moment, right? So I have had a challenge with my weight my entire life, right? As far back as I can remember. And I'd lose the weight and then I'd gain it back. And then I'd lose the weight and gain it back. And I've tried every single diet, probably not every single one, but almost every single diet out there. And nothing would last, right? So, and I decided to hire a coach that I followed for a long time. And so with this coach and her program, she taught me how to count macros, which I was like, when I heard about that, I was like, that's too complicated. I don't want to do that, right? But she broke it down in a step-by-step way, and I started to do it and started to figure it out, and it became just how I functioned. And then we worked on, switching my workouts out. So, lifting more weights instead of just doing cardio all the time. And it took a little while, and still I need some tweaks, right? So I work with health and wellness coaches on and off to help with that. But this is the first time in many years that I've been able to maintain my weight for, I would say, about 3 years now. Okay. And so because I learned the skills to do that through this coach, if I had continued on my own, I don't think I would be in that place right now. And so that investment was worth more than what easily more than what I put in. Okay. But those type of things to improve your life, it's completely worth it, right? So that's what I believe. And that's just one example of how I've invested in support and it's benefited me. So I just want to recap and say, don't set these huge overarching goals for yourself and that are all outcome based, because most likely a month or so from now, you're going to feel some discouragement. Instead, think about the areas of your life that need improvement. Pick 3 areas to focus on this year, and then pick one to start with. Break down the steps that you believe you need to take to reach that outcome, and take one step at a time. And receive support, guidance, knowledge as you need. Invest in those things. And then you're more likely to come to 2025 and feel like you've progressed and that you're not repeating the same goals again and again and again. And if you feel like I could be a person to support you with your business so you could work less, have systems in place, generate income in your business, then we need to talk. I have a link to schedule a free session so that we can talk about where you are and what your needs are and if working together is a good fit. And I'd love to connect with you if that feels aligned. So until next time, take good care. Bye.